Hi, my name's Mark Little. I'm a financial advisor, and when I first started out being a financial advisor, I believed that the financial plans that I was delivering to my clients were top tier. They had charts, they had graphs, they had projections, and they looked quite professional. Clients seemed impressed and never complained. And if you'd have asked me back when I was in my 20s how satisfied my clients were, I would have said very impressed. But deep down, I was troubled enough to keep digging, and something didn't seem right somehow. So over the years, I discovered a truth that literally changed my entire approach. The typical financial plan that most CFPs and financial advisors, certainly the top firms in every market, what they are delivering is not what clients actually want. So, what I did, and this was 25 years ago, I invested 2 years of my time and I went directly to the affluent multimillionaires. I went into the marketplace, I researched them, I asked them directly. And that research has just recently been updated by another firm, a firm that I know and firm that worked with me in compiling some of these questions that I've been asking for 20 years. The current research confirms there is currently still a huge disconnect between what affluent multimillionaires want versus what financial advisors are actually providing to them. This has been a problem for 25 years, but it's worse than ever now. Affluent ideal clients have never been more unhappy with their financial advisors than they are right now. So that's a huge marketing opportunity for you. That is, if you can perfectly align what you provide to your clients with what they actually want. Now, if you've been in this business for any length of time, you know the industry standard. The CFPs are trained in a 7-step financial planning process. It was created as a standard by the CFP board, and I've dug deep into every industry in financial services. I've looked at the state bar associations in the area of estate planning. I've looked at the state CPA accounting societies. Every profession in the financial services industry has a quite similar standard for doing planning, but nobody hands you a template. Even CFPs, they're told what the process is, but they're not shown here's what a well-designed financial strategy or a financial plan looks like when it's a finished product. And while we're at it, where's the training on what affluent clients prefer? I don't know about you, but that training never existed. They gave sales training, but what I was looking for is actual research. I wanted to hear from affluent clients, here's what I want from a financial advisor, and here's what I would be willing to pay the most for. That research didn't exist, that training didn't exist, so I literally created it. In 2002, what I put together based on this research is a protocol that financial advisors like you can follow for what a comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy should be. And this is based on the research of what clients want. So what I did was I reverse engineered it. I wanted to provide a rock solid planning framework, but focused on what ends up being the questions that affluent clients want answered by their plan. So a thorough, detailed plan that no other firm in the market is willing or able to provide, that was my goal. And I achieved it. It's a protocol. It's something that any financial advisor can utilize. My ideal client's reaction when I started showing these comprehensive written lifetime financial strategies to them, the reaction was immediate. Some of my clients looked at this thing and they said that their past plans ended up being, in their opinion, an investment proposal dressed up with some charts and a little commentary. They said it was like an architect showing a client a pile of building materials instead of what they were looking for, which is a finished blueprint with the parts were all there, but the vision was missing. What affluent ideal clients really want is clarity in every area of their financial life. They want to know where they stand, they want to know where they're headed, and exactly what steps are going to get them there. So, in my work with both advisors and with all the ideal clients that I've had over the years, it's interesting. I ended up identifying 63 critical questions that clients expect that their plan will answer to them. Yet, statistically, no plans come anywhere close to that. I work with financial advisors. I talk to them every day. The first thing I'll ask for is, if you want to work this protocol, let's see what we're dealing with. Send me over your plan for one of your top clients. Then we go through it together. The only thing that I do is I apply what clients want, the research, against what they're already delivering. And as I said, statistically, near zero. In 25 years, I've never had a single advisor, and I'm talking about top producers, number one offices in their market. They're missing the clear objectives in their plans. They're missing strategies for each of the objectives. They're missing actionable tactics to implement each strategy. It's in various different forms. It's disconnected as a plan. It doesn't follow an agreed upon protocol that all the professions agree with. So that's where the comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy, my work product that I recommend advisors follow, it's not just a document. It's a complete framework that covers all 5 key areas of your ideal client's personal finance, and that would be financial planning, investment management, tax planning, estate planning, and then a category which most firms really miss the mark when it comes to what clients expect. It's a category called risk and safety, that once the strategy is created, what they're looking for is, have you gone through and identified every horrible scenario that might happen and created contingencies for dealing with that? In other words, you've created strategies to either mitigate or eliminate the risks to the plan so that the client is confident that no matter what happens, there's some scenario of a contingency that we have covered in the risk and safety part of the strategy. So for each area, you're going to spell out the client's objectives, the strategies to achieve each of those objectives, and the tactics needed to implement the strategies. Nothing's left to chance. And this is what ideal clients are looking for. Then once this comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy is created, that's an event. That's a moment in time where the full strategy is now mature. And then for ideal clients, these strategies are then needing to be updated. So part of the process has to include you meeting with clients and identifying little changes to the situation. And of course, you're watching things like the global markets and world events where you can do course corrections. In the method that we recommend, you are going to be meeting with every client every 4 months for the rest of their life. Now, that's truly comprehensive financial services. It's a process that's complete at the beginning, except that it's never complete. Every 4 months, there's a client progress meeting to sit down, measure progress, and make course corrections when things drift a little bit off track. Less than 1% of financial advisors are even willing or able to provide this kind of planning. But the payoff for making this effort by implementing this protocol, this methodology, it'll also place your compensation in the top 1% of financial advisors. So this is what affluent clients want and are willing to pay the most for. So what changes when you deliver this comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy rather than a financial plan? Financial plan doesn't have any real definition in our industry. It's more of a marketing term. Do you create financial plans? Sure, I create a financial plan because nobody's ever seen one. We just have a process. With this protocol, we have a template for precisely what this work product needs to look like, and clients stop feeling like they're looking at some static report, and what they start seeing is a living and breathing strategy that's all about them. And we don't stop there. You deliver that strategy through what I have been describing as the 3-meeting process. So what we explain to clients is that every 4 months, that's 3 times a year, we meet to update the plan. We address any changes in the situation, and we, of course, make course corrections every 4 months when necessary. When anything drifts off track, we catch it. This way, clients are always on track. They never face financial surprises. They make better financial decisions in all areas of their financial life. This is what clients are looking for: outcomes they can count on, outcomes they can have confidence in. And why are they willing to pay in the top 1% of client compensation to you for doing this? Because they have things in their life that are more important than money to them. As long as you show this level of extraordinary expertise and you're worthy of trust, at that point, we pledge outcomes. Ideal clients have never heard an advisor promise outcome. Most advisors provide a list of services. What does your firm do? We're extraordinary at investment management, financial planning, estate planning, whatever it is. And it's a list of services, but not outcomes. That's where this protocol is different. You can promise outcomes. You'll always be on track to your goals, never have any financial surprise that could have been avoided by proper planning, and you'll make better financial decisions in all areas of finance, not just investments, but large expenditures, anything that comes across your plan that requires money and planning to achieve. We catch it well in advance. So if you're an advisor who thinks you're already doing all of this, I would think again. I've been doing this since 2002, so over 25 years. I assess financial plans. I'm trying to help. And I recommend you think again. Review the documents that you have created for your number one client. Sit there, pull out everything that you've created for them, and ask yourself this question. Does it have at least 3 objectives for all 5 areas of finance? It follows a protocol of OST: objectives, strategies, tactics. So are there at least 3 objectives for financial planning? Are there at least 3 objectives for investment management, tax, estate planning, and then risk and safety? What are the objectives when it comes to having a plan to reduce or eliminate risk to the plan? If you don't have at least 3 objectives with full strategies for each objective, and then all the action items and recommendations that are required to implement those strategies, and I'm not talking about right now, I'm talking about over their entire lifetime, these objectives and strategies and tactics are updated every 4 months in all 5 areas. So assess your plan, see if it meets that standard. There's 63 questions that we work to see if your plan answers all these questions for the client. But you tell me, do your own assessment. Would your client look at this plan and say that it anticipated and answered every single question they have in their head, even the ones they didn't think to ask you or they didn't know to ask you? That's the job of a professional, to anticipate the questions that they will have or should have. You answer them in advance. If your plan does not do that, then there's a disconnect, but it can be quickly fixed. That's my point. I've been where you are. I've made mistakes, and I've seen the transformation that happens when you align your work with what clients truly expect. That's why I created the Mark of Mastery for financial advisors. It's for high-end financial advisors, no cost. It's a community where I help advisors like you perfectly align your work with precisely what ideal clients want, based on the data and the experience that we've had interacting with ideal clients over the many years. I just want to point out the crown jewel, what I would call the centerpiece of your client promise, is to deliver a comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy, a document where nothing will fall through the cracks and everything's been considered. I'm not talking about a financial plan. This comprehensive strategy is something that they're not going to be able to get from any other financial advisor in your market. By mastering this, you'll immediately become best in class in your area, which makes client acquisition a lot easier. If you want to raise your game and your current fee for a plan is currently less than $20,000, I invite you to join me in the Mark of Mastery community. It's absolutely no charge. I created this community 10 years ago, but it's really picked up a lot of momentum in the last year because of AI. AI is coming for financial advisors, and the starting point is to master your ability to create a comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy so that you can take that foundation and do things for the client that AI will never be able to do, things that can only be done with human connection. That's what we deal with. That's what we talk about. As a community, we are figuring this out and we're moving fast. So we invite you to join us.